want to go back to Jay Chabria, who is on the phone. Jay is an advisor to the Republican vice presidential candidate, soon to be Republican Vice President J.D. Vance. Jay, again, you're on the phone with us. You're catching us in the middle of a conversation about what a Trump presidency will look like. Maybe you can help us out. You're closer to this than any of us.
Well, yeah, I haven't been actually following the conversation, but I think I think there are people that actually know what a Trump presidency will look like because we saw a Trump presidency 4 years ago. And look, the reason I think this was clear to anyone that actually wanted to pay attention that this was going to happen, and it's kind of a mandate for Trump and Vance. But what people really liked about the last Trump presidency was that they were able to afford groceries, that there was an attempt to stem the border crossings at the southern border, and that the economy was, frankly, a lot better for American working class. And I think that's what you're going to see. You're going to see policies geared towards those types of goals, and that's why they voted them in.
And in terms of this country, Canada, what do you think a country like Canada can expect from a Trump-Vance administration?
Well, look, I think there's always going to be, tough negotiations when you talk about trade issues. But Canada's a great ally, and I see no reason that there's not going to be a good relationship with Canada. I don't know exactly what that entails here. I'm not an expert in terms of the policy there, but I have no reason to doubt that there's going to be a great relationship with Canada and America going forward.
And I'm just curious what it was like listening to that speech and listening to Donald Trump talk about Elon Musk and Dana White.
Sure.
What was going through your mind when you heard that?
Well, look, when I'm excited for my friend, obviously, who's going to be the next vice president of the United States. So that's the primary thing that's going through my mind. But I've been to several of these events, and then they're very similar to each other. I was at that famous rally at MSG last week, which I thought was a fantastic event. An event, that was stacked with people from all the denominations, all colors, women, men, everyone, and it was a pretty joyous event, and it was not exactly what was portrayed by the media, in my opinion. So it was a very similar type of event where, Donald Trump gives the speeches he gives. I don't know that there's a big surprise, but I understand that there's probably a big surprise at how big a win this is. But for me, it was not. This was clearly the way it was going to go. I thought we were going to sweep the swing states, and I think it looks like we're going to, and I think probably win the popular vote as well.
Well, it certainly looks like that is absolutely on track to be happening. I'm curious if J.D. Vance has heard from his friend Jamil Jivani, the Canadian Conservative politician.
I don't know if they've talked tonight. I've heard it from Jamil myself, and I'm a great friend of his as well too, and so I don't know that they've talked tonight, but they do keep in touch. Absolutely, they're great friends.
And do you have a sense of, every vice president, regardless, well, they don't always get to choose what it is they want to focus on. I think Kamala Harris would tell you she didn't necessarily want the portfolio she ended up getting. But do you have a sense of what it is that J.D. Vance would like to do?
Look, JD is a guy that likes lots of policies. I think those are conversations for tomorrow. I know he's interested in many different areas. I think he'll be a pretty active vice president, but I think those are conversations he'll have with the president-elect in the days coming.
And we were wondering around the table here, do you think Elon Musk and RFK Jr. will be close to a cabinet table?
I don't know about cabinet, but I know they'll be my sense is that they will have a big say in terms of some of the policies going forward, some of the personnel going forward. So I think they will play an important part in the Trump administration. What role exactly? I think all of these things are going to start to get fleshed out in the days to coming.
Are you going to have a role, Jay?
No, I will not be having a role. I'm very happy in my life in Columbus, Ohio, and I plan on continuing to be there, and I've been supporting my friend. Okay,
but maybe heading to Mar-a-Lago for another party, maybe?
No, I'm going to go to bed tonight. You caught me. Is the bed? I'm getting old these days, so parties are not in my future. I will be going to bed and up and early and try to watch some of the media too in the morning, see how it goes, because this is fun. This is a fun celebration.
Okay. Yeah, you bet. Jay, thanks very much. You're always very gracious with us. Good talking to you. And get a
Glad to
few
be with
hours
you.
sleep. I think the sun is almost coming out.
I'm gonna
Frankly, you
try.
might as well stay up at this point.
Yeah, it might be. It might. No, I'll be going to sleep. Thank you, though.
Okay. All right. Take care. All right.
All
Bye-bye.
right.